Hey everyone! Today, we aren't just looking at an airplane. We're diving into what is arguably the absolute pinnacle of modern engineering and luxury. We're talking about a $75 million mobile headquarters built for global leaders, business moguls, and people who demand pure efficiency with zero compromises. I'm talking about the Bombardier Global 7500. This jet is often called a flying expression of power and personal freedom. So let's jump right in and see exactly how Bombardier built what a lot of people consider to be the ultimate time machine. There's this fantastic saying about aircraft of this caliber, where cities disappear beneath clouds and silence becomes a luxury more valuable than gold. Keep that vibe in mind as we go through this, because at 45,000 feet cruising over the Atlantic, time actually feels different. Up in the stratosphere, the Global 7500 isn't trying to be loud and flashy. Its presence is quiet, understated, but undeniably commanding. It creates this highly controlled environment that is literally built to separate you from all the noise of the world below. And that kind of quiet command, it leads us right to the macro scale of global connectivity. For the people flying on this jet, geography as we know it is basically rewritten. The sheer engineering of the Global 7500 literally compresses time. It makes distance completely irrelevant. You aren't just traveling, you're bypassing the normal constraints of the globe, It turns these exhausting multi-day journeys into single-day, seamless experiences that totally redefine what a productive schedule can look like. 7,700. That is the staggering nautical mile range of this aircraft. And that's flying nonstop. No fuel breaks, no annoying layovers, absolutely no interruptions. Just a straight, uninterrupted line across the planet. This insane capability means you can fly city pairs like New York to Hong Kong or Singapore to San Francisco without ever touching the ground. For global travelers, cutting out those refueling stops translates directly into massive productivity and way less fatigue. You basically leave one economic hub and step directly into another. But look, it's not just about how far you can go, it's about how high you fly to get there. 51,000. That's the service ceiling in feet for this jet. Gliding up at 51,000 feet puts the Global 7500 way above commercial traffic, and honestly, more importantly, way above the weather. Turbulence up there is softened, it's absorbed, it feels distant. The aircraft just moves with this calm confidence, totally bypassing the chaotic weather systems that keep lesser aircraft grounded. It's really all about making sure the ride is as effortless as the range. Now, backing up that extreme altitude is a top speed approaching Mach 0.925. And his incredible speed is all powered by some seriously advanced General Electric Passport engines. But these engines don't just give you raw speed. They give you industry-leading fuel efficiency and this incredibly strong climb performance. So you're getting up to that 51,000-foot ceiling faster, you're cruising right near the speed of sound, and you're doing it all while keeping the acoustic footprint remarkably low, both inside the cabin and down on the ground. And the physical engineering of the plane reflects all of this. Every single curve of its sculpted fuselage and wing has a purpose. Bombardier engineered what they call the smooth flèche wing design. This specific aerodynamic profile is optimized for both high-speed cruising and incredibly smooth low-speed handling, which gives it this huge layer of operational flexibility. Because despite its massive size, the Global 7500 can seamlessly access much shorter secondary runways. That means it can drop you closer to your actual destination, entirely avoiding those massive, congested airport hubs. Combine that with predictive maintenance, and you get incredibly high dispatch reliability. Basically, this jet is ready to fly exactly when you are. But, of course, all that immense physical capability needs a brain to match. Which brings us to the front of the plane, the Bombardier Vision Flight Deck. This thing is a total masterpiece of modern aviation. For the pilots up front, the cockpit is entirely designed to maximize safety, completely streamline operations, and intelligently manage the incredibly complex demands of these ultra-long intercontinental flights. The crucial takeaway here is how all this tech actively supports the human element. It's powered by Collins Aerospace, and these next-generation avionics feature massive, high-resolution displays and enhanced vision systems. Every single screen and interface is deliberately laid out to reduce pilot workload and massively improve situational awareness. Think about it. When you're flying a 14 or 15-hour mission, having a system that gives you unmatched clarity and precision, that transforms an exhausting journey into something completely routine, predictable, and remarkably safe. Okay, let's step out of the cockpit and back into the passenger cabin, because once you step inside, the outside world just completely disappears. The interior is defined by Bombardier's patented nuage seating architecture. This brings deep recline, zero-gravity comfort to aviation. Walking in, it genuinely feels less like a traditional airplane and way more like a luxury private residence perfectly suspended in the sky. Bombardier didn't just optimize a cabin here, they totally redefined what an aircraft cabin can actually be. As you walk through, you'll actually find 4 distinct living zones, which is completely unmatched in business aviation. First up, you have a full-size kitchen, exceptionally equipped to prepare real, curated meals crafted for altitude perfection. Definitely not your standard airline food. Next, there's a dedicated dining and lounge space. You can hold deep conversations over a rare whiskey under soft lighting, or just host a full-blown business meeting right there. Then you step into a private suite where you can opt for a permanent bed, giving you hours of completely uninterrupted sleep across multiple time zones. And finally, there's a dedicated crew rest area, so the staff is just as refreshed as you are when you land. And speaking of sleep, it genuinely comes easy here because of how the aircraft handles the physical toll of flying. Defeating fatigue is literally one of this jet's absolute superpowers. Thanks to Bombardier's highly advanced pressurization system, the aircraft maintains a remarkably low cabin altitude, even when you're cruising at extreme heights. This effectively tricks your body into feeling like it's flying much closer to the ground. Your blood oxygen levels stay higher, which drastically cuts down on jet lag and physical exhaustion. And that physical comfort is perfectly matched by the sensory experience. The whole environment is wrapped in extreme sound insulation, giving you absolute silence. Wide windows let tons of natural light pour in. But when the sun goes down, the cabin uses Bombardier's Soleil lighting system. This is aviation's very first circadian rhythm-based lighting technology, and it dynamically adjusts to your destination's time zone to actively fight off jet lag. Combine that with highly customizable materials and high-speed, seamless internet, and you get an environment where time truly slows down, but you never lose connection to the world below. Now, when you frame the Global 7500 against its elite rivals, you start to see a very clear philosophical divide. The world of private aviation has no shortage of titans, right? On one side, you have Gulfstream, which has long dominated the conversation by pushing raw speed and prestige. You also have Dassault, bringing incredible engineering brilliance that's deeply rooted in their fighter jet heritage. But on the other side, the Bombardier Global 7500 takes a totally different path. It focuses heavily on redefining comfort through sheer space, extreme silence, and just unmatched livability. In the world of ultra-high net worth individuals, those subtle advantages in experience and physical well-being, they often matter way more than raw on-paper numbers. Because at the end of the day, for CEOs, entrepreneurs, and global investors, this $75 million jet is vastly more than just transportation. It operates as an ultra-secure, sky-high mobile headquarters. It's this highly confidential retreat where multi-million-dollar deals are negotiated mid-flight, global strategies are built over the ocean, and your team can gather far, far away from the relentless distractions on the ground. The privacy up here is absolute. And that absolute privacy leads to an incredible return on investment, because every single hour saved compounds into a real advantage in business. Productivity skyrockets in this aircraft, not because you magically added hours to the day, but because your time is fiercely protected. By totally eliminating airport delays, avoiding misconnections, and working in complete isolation, this aircraft actively guards a global leader's single most valuable, unpurchasable asset: their time. But beyond the pure business logic, there is this deeply human, emotional response to the machine. Just imagine boarding this jet after an incredibly grueling week. The heavy door closes, the engines hum gently, and instantly the chaos of the world, the traffic, the crowds, the waiting, is completely gone. It's instantly replaced by total stillness. As you lean back into a nuage seat that was literally engineered for absolute rest, and you watch the continents fade into clouds below you, you realize you aren't rushing anymore. You are simply floating through time. As aviation continues to evolve, we are undoubtedly going to see new machines enter the sky. Jets that might be a bit faster or maybe more technologically advanced on a spec sheet. But the Global 7500 has already mastered a core truth of extreme wealth. True luxury isn't actually about speed. It is about freedom. It's freedom from delays, freedom from compromise, and freedom from literally anything that slows your life down. Which brings us to a final, really provocative thought to wrap up our explainer today. Is true luxury simply the effortless ownership of time? The Bombardier Global 7500 makes a pretty strong case that it is. Because this aircraft doesn't just physically connect cities, it quietly but powerfully rewrites what it actually means to exist between them. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and I hope it gave you a whole new perspective on the skies above us.